What's going on, guys? Over here, and welcome back to another episode of my Motorsport Manager Career Mode. We're back with episode number 2 of this brand new season, and we're here for round number 3 to kick things off with Doha, and also 6 sponsors to look through. Quite a fair few, actually, and I think it's because these 2 slots expired there. No slot 1 for some reason. That's the one on the, I think, the side pod. So that's a little bit weird. There's no sponsor there, but maybe it'll come soon. But anyway, let's look at these 3 offers. So for the first time in a while, we've got a 5-star offer now. Viking, gotta take that. Just looking at the bonuses, upfront payment's a little bit low. Although saying that, the bonus for Transantarctic is very high if you consider the USA Grand Prix. That's 4 times the amount. When is the next USA Grand Prix? It is literally the next race. So therefore, I think we have to take that. And we've got some 5-star offers here. So actually, yes, we are definitely going to have to take Transantarctic. That's an easy bit of money, relative, because that's second or above to first. So in hindsight, you know, it will be easier. So I'm going to take that offer, Transantarctic, for that slot. For slot 5, though, we have 2 5-star offers, Root and El Banco. So it's bonus 1,000,003 per race, but the upfront payment, wow, is 3 million upfront payment. But over 7 races or 5 races, which one's going to pay me out the most? That's going to be 7 million, 10 million there, and then that's going to be, yeah, no-brainer. We're going to go for this one. El Banco, 3rd or above as well. I mean, they're the same target, so that's actually pretty damn decent as like an offer. So 3 million straight away. I'm loving this at the moment. This is all because, remember, our new driver Prix has got a very, very good marketability. I think like 80% was it or something like that, or may have been even higher. So we've got a very good marketability there. So that's why we've got the 5-star, obviously including the helipad that we got a long time ago. But anyway, let's go through kind of what's happening at the moment. So HQ, obviously, we're still building the factory. We've now got 5.8, near enough rounding, to play with. At this stage of the season, don't need to build any new parts at the moment, to be honest. And I do agree with, I think a few comments were saying this may be a season where I'd really just focus on the HQ and really build things up. Because in F1, that's going to be a big thing, having the facilities to actually do it. Like, it's all well and good having a good car with the good parts, but in F1, if we make the step up to F1 and we don't have the facilities to make even better parts than we have now, there's no point. And obviously last season, a lot of the time we were hitting development walls where we couldn't build anymore. So I think that's basically the story of the season. The car seems very, very fast. Also, I do take into account a lot of what you guys were saying. Nearly mixed up my words there. That because our 2 drivers seem to be 1-2, and the car seems very, very decent to basically win near enough. Hopefully, knock on wood, every race this season maybe. That I should let them race. I do take that on board. I think I'm going to let them race to some extent. Obviously, in terms of the parts, I'll still be giving Balcazar the better parts. She is the number 1 driver in terms of the contracts. Prix is the 2nd driver in her contract, so she's happy to get lower parts. She's fine with that. So in terms of the parts, I may not be giving them equal stuff, but yeah, during the race, I think I'll let them race because we've already got a good commanding lead in the constructors, so I have no qualms with that. But in terms of the parts, I'll still be giving Balcazar preference there. That's purely just to keep them happy in terms of contract-wise, in terms of going into the race weekends. But apart from that, I'll let them race. I think, you know, it was clear from the second race we did at China that, you know, we made an engine change in the middle of the race. Like, if you just think about that, we made an engine change mid-race. If, like, a GP2 team did that, or, like, even an F1 team did that, that would be pure madness. I mean, it's not allowed, but if they did that, that would be absolute scenes. So I do see that the car is capable of just letting them race. So we'll get on with it with them. But anyway, what should we build? Because we've got 4.8. Is there 5.8? Is there anything I can build at 5.8? Because I feel like I want to actually spend this money straight away and just get something. We got the Tour Center. Some people have told me to get it potentially, but it only gets you 5,700 back per race. So that's going to take a while to kind of pay off. Forecasting centers 6 million. That would help out in terms of actually getting kind of weather data, but at the same time, things like this could be very useful for F1, especially obviously F1. You're going to develop the front wing, you're going to develop the engine and everything basically. So may look at getting one of these buildings perhaps. You know, we've got handling development, suspension, that will get us great. And if you look back at our car, that's always been something we've always been quite low at, is the suspension. So maybe I do get a new suspension building, perhaps. I think that maybe I'm deciding between handling development center and wind tunnel. And wind tunnel, I'm not gonna lie, is just for that the fact that it's a wind tunnel, and obviously, like being an aero space engineering student, it speaks to my nerdy side of just wanting a wind tunnel. I mean, we don't need it because our front wing is amazing. Like, look at that. Like, we're second apparently, but we're well above average, and the bar is nearly at the top. So we don't actually need it really. It's not necessary, but just for the fact I can say I've got a wind tunnel in my factory now. Since I can't afford the wind tunnel, per se, at the moment, I think we'll just go with the handling center and build that, I think we'll do that. Or the forecasting center. I can't make my mind up. Nah, screw it. We've been fine with no forecasting center this entire time. We're like into the 5th series of this game, and I haven't needed this at all. I've been okay enough most of the time at kind of predicting the weather. So let's just go for the handling development. 5 million, we can afford that. Going to take 13 weeks, but another solid investment, I feel. There we go. I feel good about that. Let's move on to Doha, shall we? And right on cue, we've got Slot 1 sponsors, as I mentioned. Ooh, lovely. Special effect, 5 stars, 7th or above. And we get an upfront payment of 1 million, 600,000. A race bonus for the United Kingdom. Obviously, that will probably expire by the time we get there. But out of the 2, special effects are best. I also have a feeling if I just wait, I may get a better offer, so I'm not going to accept anything yet. We've still got 3 races to decide which one we want, but I'm hoping if we maybe go out there and win Doha and be very, very dominant there again, that we can get a better sponsor for Slot 1 and basically just reeking the cash, essentially. But let's move on. Right, so I think we're going to go with El Banco. Should we go with? No, we can go. Well, we can afford to go with Transantarctic. Going to get us a bigger bonus. We can definitely get 2nd or above, I think. So we'll go with them. We'll save El Banco for a rainy day, or as soon as we use all the slots we can with Transantarctic. In terms of park conditions, as I mentioned just before at the beginning of the episode, in terms of how we're doing things, we're going to give Balcazar the best parts. 1st driver, 2nd driver. It's in their contract, so I'm going to stick like that. But on track now, I'll let them race. But in terms of the parts, pretty much staying the same they were pretty much as the last 2 races. Not much to change. In terms of what we've been doing for the improvements, we've got the gearbox very high, front wing very high. So really, actually, let's remove these now and just, you know, plan ahead. So we want the rear wing. What's the next worst? I think the suspension's the next worst, so we'll add those on. So that will be our next 4 parts to improve. But we've got the gearbox and the front wing up to a good level, so all good to go. And as ever, with Doha, obviously, it's going to be quite clear. I would be quite surprised if it actually rained. This is where I cut to in practice, where it starts raining spontaneously, but there you go. But as ever, I will let you know what happens after practice, and we'll see how things shape up. Hopefully no dramas or anything like that, and should be fine. Right, just about a minute left to go in practice, and you can see we're just about to tick over here for level 2 on race trim and the soft tyres. And we've got a 99% setup for Balcazar, and I think we've got like a 96% for Pernay, so very successful practice, I think you'll agree. So yeah, but usual sort of story at Doha, unfortunately, because it's such a long lap. It's 1 minute 55-ish, you know, down to like maybe 1:54.3, and the slowest one is by Claudia there, and with a 2-minute 11. Okay, because it's such a long lap, it's so hard to get any more than level 2. Like, I pretty much nailed these 2 setups within the first 2 runs, and then I just let them go for 12 laps race setup, you know, stint, and they still only managed level 2. So it's very, very tricky with a shortened session to get anything more at Doha. But that probably also means that a lot of these teams, the lower teams, probably didn't even get level 2. They maybe only got level 1. So, you know, in that case, we're pretty damn good. But I thought we were going to be good anyway. You know, we got over the 2 humps that were China and Singapore that have always been historically bad for us. You know, obviously just being the first 2 races, they've usually been bad for us. But I've never really liked the China circuit on this game for the actual strategy. But we got over that hump. So I think we're in good stead for the upcoming races. And for Doha, I think we'll take the instant result, really. Just because, not that I'm not confident myself of getting the pole, but I feel like I think our car and drivers are good enough now that the game's going to get us pole, or at least the front row. So let's just take the instant result, just so that I don't muck it up, because we got a good thing going here this season. I don't want it to be ruined by me being stupid in qualifying. So here we go. What's the result? Come on. Oh, second and third again. So pretty much like it was the exact same result as in China, because Flores got pole there in China. So it seems like our rivals from last season. Remember, these were the guys we were fighting. It was Flores and his teammate, or her teammate, Lucia? Her? I don't know. Clark Smith. These two drivers were our rivals for second place in the Constructors. So it's quite funny that they've actually ended up being our rivals for first place. And I can't remember which team was the relegated team from F1. I think it was it Kruger? I can't remember for the life of me, but it's surprising to see the lower team from F1 who has got relegated into this league not being up here fighting with us. It's actually second and third from last year in GP2. So fair enough, fair enough. Right, so talking about the race, soft tyres race trim, there's no real other option to choose. Same thing for Pernay as well. Car setup's all good. Driver strategy as usual, attacking and overtake, but this time we will be letting them race during the Grand Prix. You know, if they get into first and second, let's see how the start goes. You never know. Balcazar could bottle it again. We'll see how our start is comparing to Flores here, but we're in good stead in second and third. So here we go to 5 red lights to the Doha Grand Prix. Come on, ladies, let's do this. Let's get into first and second. It's another bad start from Balcazar. Her trait is back in full force, and she's down to third place. Pernay up into second. Let's speed things up, but Flores has got a great start. They're out in the lead of this Grand Prix at the moment, and Stramby's up into second, so Pernay and Balcazar. Balcazar's down to 6th. What is going on here? What is going on here? What's happened? Why have you just bottled it like an absolute Evian bottle? Why? What's happening here? Pernay's in third. Is she stabilised in third place? Yeah, I would say so. She looks like she's catching second now. But Balcazar dropped all the way down to 6th. What on earth is that about? I thought we got rid of that trait. I mean, she's overtaken for 5th place. Looks like round the outside, maybe, of Clark Smith. They go toe-to-toe and she's got it. But yeah, I thought we got rid of that trait for a while. The back end of last season, Balcazar was getting some great starts, but now it's back in full force. I don't know. Maybe the modelling career is taking off again. Maybe it's like getting in the way of her concentration. I don't know. But Pernay, obviously, she's got that trait of chaser. So she's very good at chasing people down. Very evident because she's closing in second, whereas Balcazar's still faffing around in 5th. But once she gets into first, she'll start to crumble under some pressure. Also, I completely forgot. I just stopped looking at the tyre temps. That's kind of bad of me. Let's get that down to medium, get them both on conservative, bring those tyre temps down. Right, we're on lap 7 at the moment. Sit rep. Pernay is still in third place. We've been on conservative for a while now. But Balcazar's pushing on this lap because I'm actually going to pit her in this lap. Another set of soft tyres. Park conditions all fine. We'll go for a fast pit stop, risk it for a little bit there. With Pernay, we're still conserving with her. You can see second place is going to come in, but she's literally right on the back of him or her, Stramby, I can't tell, again. But I think we'll go on for one more lap. Obviously, don't want to double stack them, and also, it seems like she has the pace. She has the tyre wear just about 32%. I think that'll be just about enough to make it round for one entire lap. So we're going to attack and overtake mode, and she's going to continue on for one more lap. Balcazar's into the pit, so we'll go on low fuel there. Good pit stop, so it looks like the fast pit stops are working out quite a bit now. They're working quite well. So we'll push out the box with her. We'll make sure we go for pit for Pernay. She's in first place right now at the moment, so we're making a bit of an overcut with Pernay. Let's see if the overcut on the undercut works, because we obviously went a lap earlier with Balcazar and went a lap later with Pernay. And actually, it looks like the undercut's worked a treat, because Balcazar's actually in second. I only noticed that. Wow. Jeez, go on, Balcazar. Undercut worked a treat here, and she's actually catching up to Pernay. Looks like the overcut, but it is definitely not the way to go. Okay, so we played that completely wrong with her. And completely right with Balcazar. Okay, fair enough. And there's a mistake on the pit stop. We go low fuel. She goes down the pit lane, pushing out. There's been a mistake there. So Pernay's found herself back in 4th place. Effectively, what is second place? Yeah, that would have been second. There's a virtual safety car. Let's pause it here. Let's take you through this. Balcazar's first, so she jumped everyone. Moreira, our old driver. Wow. Blast from the past. Our old driver's in second. Okay. I think that's something you guys point out as well. I was talking about Claudia here in 18th place, being our old driver from the preview build. But also, we've got Moreira, who's with us as well. So a little blast from the past. We did have, there was, I can't remember his name now. What was it? Sahin, I think it was? Sahin, he was in this series, but now he's not anymore. But anyway, I'm getting away from things. Clark Smith. She was in third place, was it? No, she was in second. We were third with Pernay. We've now overtaken Stramby. And where is Flores? I'm trying to look at where Flores is. What? Oh, what? Okay, no. Yeah, Flores was in first place. Clark Smith was not. What the hell happened to Flores? She's down in 17th. She must have had an accident. Maybe that's why the virtual safety car's out. Maybe she had an accident. Maybe. I don't know. Right, we'll go low fuel. Oh, no, not anymore. Virtual safety car literally just ended as I said that. Good job, Arav. Good job. Okay, so that's a little bit weird. That's a little bit weird. I was too concentrated on the pit stop to see what actually happened with Flores then. Because the virtual safety car was out, I'm guessing that it was for her. I'm guessing she crashed with someone. Maybe with Van Durman. But either way, Balcazar's in first place now. We need to conserve now. The tyre temps are going up so much. Right, so we're in lap 11 at the moment. I'm backing up Balcazar at the moment because I really need to try and desperately get those tyre temps down. You can see when the tyre temps get up to this high, the only way to drop them is by backing up a little bit. So I'm doing that. And hopefully once it reaches about here, I don't know if you can see that with, it's going to be quite small in the video, but if you can see it there, once it gets up to there, like pretty much now I would say I'm going to go conservative. And we've still not lost that much time, but now Balcazar's tyre temps will be in a better region. We've been concerned with Pernay the entire time, and now, literally, just as I mentioned her, she overtook Clark Smith there on conservative. Lovely stuff. So she's up into second, so I'm going to let her race. So let's see that chaser trait come into handy there for her. Let's see if she can chase down Balcazar, but we're 1-2 at the moment. Brilliant stuff. Now I'm just going to take my hands off the mouse and really just let them race and see what happens here. But at the moment, you've got Balcazar with a gap of what is 11 seconds to Pernay. Obviously, she's got the chaser perk, so have at it, girl. Have at it. Let's see what you can do. Right, lap 14 sit rep. Pernay still second place. Balcazar still first. The gap is now 9.3. You can see it is going down by about, I'd say, a tenth here or there. Pretty much every kind of time it updates. So Pernay definitely is catching still. Not as rapidly as I thought, though. But in terms of part conditions, we're a little bit low on the rear wing with her. So we may have to fix that at a pit stop. And the same can be said for Balcazar as well. So that you can see clearly that's pretty much the only part and really suspension that we're maybe still wanting to improve on reliability. But you can see the gearbox is in fine condition after we did that improvement there. Same for Pernay, 57. A little bit lower for her, actually. But both of them looking good on every other part. Balcazar's actually saving fuel here at the moment, but because you can see the tyre wear difference is a little bit about 4%, I think we'll have to pit a little bit early for Balcazar, so I'll use that extra fuel she's got to kind of offset any time we're losing at the moment, conserving quite a bit, and probably any time she'll lose on the in-lap with bad tyre wear. But we're on lap 16 now, so we're over halfway gone. So if we pause it here, so we've made 2 stops so far, and we're halfway through the Grand Prix. So it looks like maybe a 4 stop for us, because we're not going to be going on mediums, because we won't have pace on those. So I'm thinking probably push this lap with Balcazar, and come in, and then on the next lap go with Pernay. There's not enough gap there, 8.5, to double stack them, unfortunately. So I think we'll go and push on this next lap with Balcazar, and we'll come in at the end of what will be lap 17. With Pernay, we'll continue on for 1 more lap, and then we'll come in then. That's going to be the plan, I think. Right, Balcazar's out of the pit lane, and she comes out ahead of Pernay. Already made a pit stop. So that was an electric in-lap for Balcazar. Very, very nice in-lap there. Pernay couldn't double stack her there, but she'll come in this lap. She was complaining about tyre wear. Should be 18% there, but we should be fine to come in. We're not losing too much time to Stramby there. But it's looking like Balcazar's in the driver's seat, really. And it's all from that undercut, actually. It's all from that undercut, if you really think about it, because that undercut saw her get out ahead, and wow, the irony. So Pernay had a mistake on her pit stop, on the first pit stop, when I went fast. I then thought, okay, we'll go balance then for this other pit stop. And she's had another mistake. Great stuff. Also, I now realise I made a mistake. We hadn't made 2 pit stops, we had made 1 pit stop. So we're doing the 3 stop, not the 4 stop. But there you go. Right, at the moment, Pernay sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and she is going at it. What was that last lap time? 1:51.3. Wow. Last lap for Balcazar was 1:56. Damn, that is a fast lap. That is a fast lap. She is catching at a rate of knots, whereas Balcazar, I've got her conservative because her tyre temps shot up straight away. It looks like Pernay She's on medium at the moment, on a neutral driving style, and the tyre temps aren't shooting up, so it looks like she's very good at, you know, warming the tyres, but not in a extreme way compared to Balcazar, so she's looking mighty fine to actually maybe catch back the time she lost, potentially. We'll have to see, but I'll keep you updated. With 9 laps to go, though, it's still looking very comfortable for the 1-2, but ever more, it's looking comfortable for Balcazar getting this first place, and as I mentioned, all from that pit stop. Right, we've got 5 laps remaining here. Lap 26, you can see Balcazar here, still out in the lead, conserving, but we've got extra fuel. Haven't been able to burn it. I've tried my best, but obviously I don't want to go into overtake mode because otherwise the engine might conk out. But the front wing is a little bit crucial, but we've only got a few laps left, so she should be able to nurse that home. So Balcazar's looking good. Pernay, I was interested to see if she would catch after that blistering lap time, but pace dropped off. You can see the gap's 17.1 there between the two cars. And now we're a little bit iffy on the fuel there. We're literally on the marker per now. I'm going to have to keep on juggling high to medium to keep this fuel on a good level there. But her tyre weight's dropped down to 29%, so a lot lower than I was hoping. So 3 laps to go. I'm hoping they can take this through. What's the gap? It's 22 seconds, so we should have enough pace in the tank to keep these tyres right till the end of the Grand Prix. We could technically make a pit stop. I mean, a pit stop's only going to be, what? Like, how many seconds ago? 5 seconds? Don't need to fix anything. Fast pit stop. We can make a pit stop in 3 seconds for a new set of tyres. And do that, actually. Why don't we do that? I reckon we should just do that. Pause. Balcazar. May as well pit as well. Soft tyres. All good. Fast pit stop. We'll go for balance with her. Just keep it cautious. Keep it cautious. Yeah, let's just pit for tyres. Why not? Why not? Balcazar makes her pit stop. All nice. And there was enough of a gap where there's no double stack there. Nicely done. Comes out of the pit lane. Still in second place. And now I can just tell them, push till the end. Don't worry about the fuel. Just go. Just go. You know, we're fine. We're fine. So clearly, as you can see, everything is amazing right now for Archer Racing. Everything is top stuff. Final lap of the Grand Prix. Everything is plain sailing at the moment. And we're going to come through for what will be first place and second. Another 1-2 here of the season. Doha. Well done, Balcazar. Amazing stuff. And that undercut was really the biggest key there, to be honest. I mean, you know, Balcazar drove well, but I really think that strategy that kind of mistakenly didn't unknowingly do for the undercut worked out a real treat there. But another 1-2. More money, less problems. So you got 1-2 there. Also got the fast lap bonus for Balcazar. So if we look at the championship after looking at the first place trophy, Balcazar with 36 points now to Pernay's 18 there. And the constructors looking very, very commanding at the moment. Very, very comfy at the moment. That is just music to my ears. Or, you know, I'm trying to think of a visual version of that. I can't think of it right now. Anyway, all good, all good. So moving on now. The next thing to do is a GMA vote. Because there is a vote to remove the Singapore Grand Prix. And I've grown fond of Singapore as of late because we've been doing pretty damn well in the first race of the season here in GP2. So I'm going to try and vote against that. But at the same time, I'm not too bothered either way. But there we go. We've got a morale race winner for Balcazar. Car condition. Is there any interview? No, there isn't. It's all fine. So we'll continue on. Obviously, our job is very secure there by the chairman. Car repairs complete. That's cool. So we can get on to improving. So I had the rear wing and suspension, yeah, that's pretty much what we need to improve there. Continue to improve the front wing, but pretty much we're all good. And then I think after that, then it would be the engine would be the next thing. But then once we've got everything to a decent reliability level, it's really just all about performance, maximizing that performance, and then obviously continuing to build up our HQ. But we've got the GMA vote coming literally the next day, so here we go. So the vote's begun. Let's get to it. The current race in Singapore will be removed from next season's calendar. Now, it's not even being replaced. It's just being straight up removed. So, I probably won't be in this series next season. I think I might be in F1. I'm not too sure. We'll have to see what we do in terms of, because there have been a few comments saying that maybe I need to, you know, hold back, don't accept the promotion, and just really take in all the money I can before we're going to F1. So we'll see what we decide as like a unit at the end of the season. But I don't really mind either way if it's removed, to be honest. So I'm just going to abstain. I'm not too bothered. At the moment, you got 4, 3, and 2 against. So it's looking like maybe it will get removed. Honestly, I'm not too fussed because the only reason I like it now is because we've been doing good at it. But remember, when I was doing quite bad at it, I hated Singapore. So, yeah, I'm just going to abstain. Skip to the end. Let's see. It's going to be 2 abstainees, 4... Oh, 6 against. That swung heavy. That swung heavy. Okay, so it's been rejected. So the Singapore Grand Prix will stay. So at the moment, because we've got 2 things on development, we've got the factory and the handling. That's going to take 10 and 23 weeks, respectively. I think, you know, we don't have the money exactly to get another new building underway. So I think I'm just going to design a new part, just to get the ball rolling on getting the part development. Even though we're not going to develop as many parts, I don't think, this season. But to get the ball rolling, we may as well. So I'm going to go with the front wing, because that dropped off a little bit. And it's on level with the brakes, which it wasn't the case before. So I'm just getting the ball rolling here. So we'll go for 25 to max. Yeah, 25 to max. And that'll be 700,000. Yeah, that's fine. We'll confirm that. Get that going. Front wing's going to finish design there. So that's going to be a new part to our car. Let's design another part here. Should we go for rear wing now? Yeah, we'll go for rear wing potentially. Our risk levels here, unfortunately. But plus 20 high speed. That's going to be better than our current one. So, yeah, may as well. And our new front wing's actually a lot better. Well, not a lot better, actually. Only 4. I lied. It's only 4 better than the one we've got at the moment. But it has potential to be a lot better. So let's get that on the reliability here. So let's put that on. Just this sole part is going to get worked on. So that'll be 5 days after the Grand Prix. So that should be a pretty decent level to actually use in the race straight away. And that'll be good. Rear wing is built. So we'll add another new part, I think, if we can. What else should we design here? I think, let's actually look at the calendar. What's going to be crucial coming up in the next few rounds? We've got braking, braking again, then not braking. 3 races with braking. Okay, I think we'll go for a new set of brakes then. Right, time to travel to Phoenix here. So in terms of what we can go for, obviously Transantarctic, that's going to get us 5.6 million if we can get second or above. In terms of the fit parts now, we can give Balcazar this brand new front wing, and we can give Pernay this other one. So we'll give that to... Oh, actually, whoops, sorry. Give that one to her. Give that one to her. See, look at the difference there. Like, it's kind of funny to see how they get happy. Like, you know, you give her this wing, and she's unsure because she doesn't have a front wing. And then you give her that one, instantly back down to content. But she's content. It's not like she's frustrated or anything like that. Like, we made, what was it? We made Cruz very angry for, like, 2 seasons. But she's just content with it, so she's fine with it. And we could actually give the new rear wing out as well, because that's 50% reliability. So, actually, I'm going to give that to Pernay. I'll give that to Pernay. So, she's going to be... That still doesn't change anything. She's going to be content with that. But you've got 1 green there and then 1 0% against the other car component. But it's less reliable, but it is faster. So, I'll give her that. And it still makes Balcazar delighted. So, that's fine by me. Right, about 40 seconds or less left in the practice session. Unfortunately, I can, though, see the same problem that's occurred many, many times. We won't be able to get level 3. We've got about 2.5 there, but that only counts for level 2. Absolute on both those levels. But good setup work for both. I think both are around hovering around like 96, 97 for both these guys. And obviously we've got level 2, so we're all good. Decent practice. Right, qualifying time. Second or above gets us 2.8 million. Oh boy, I'm not taking a chance with this one. This one for sure is an instant one, because... Hopefully, if it works out like the other 2 times, we'll get at least second place with Balcazar or Pernay. Because 2.8 for just getting second in qualifying, yes, please. Come on, instant result. Let's do this. This is when the game screws me over and gives us like 4th and 5th in the qualifying. Just like, oh, I don't know what happened. Both your drivers made a mistake there on their lap, and there we go. Consistency. Thank you, game. Second or third. That means we're good enough for the 2.8 million. That is probably the easiest 2.8 million I've ever earned in this game. Nice stuff. Although it has to be said, Flores is, you know, she may not be able to win the races, but in qualifying, she pulls it out of the bag. You know, nearly 2/10 faster than Balcazar. That's you know, it's nothing to be kind of brushing away, but she just can't convert it into the race. Whereas with us, our strategy, the aggressive strategy at Archer that we've developed over the years, it's working out. We've honed in our race skills. We may not be absolutely amazing at qualifying still, not banging in every pole after pole, but we do the job where it matters, where the points are made, in the race. Speaking of the race, here we go to 5 red lights for the USA Grand Prix. If we get second or above in this race, we get 2.8 million. Here we go, 5 red lights, and it's an electric start from Balcazar. It's beautiful. Out of the blocks like an absolute charger, whereas Pernay actually lost some positions. He's down to 4th place only now at the moment. Tyre temp's real bloody low. Wow, geez, they're stone cold at the moment, but great start from Balcazar. She definitely wants this at the moment. because that was a stark contrast to the start she had in Doha. But let's speed this up, shall we? As usual, at the very start of the Grand Prix. And then this time, I'll make sure I don't forget like Doha. I'll keep an eye on the tyre temps and get them down to a suitable level. I made a mistake with that at Doha at the very beginning of the race. So pretty much I'd say maybe half a lap more, and then I'll take them off attacking and overtake mode. And we can start to settle down for this race. But obviously the fast lap of the Grand Prix for Balcazar. Let's put her up to medium, I would say, now. We'll continue attacking just a little bit with Pernay. Then we'll go neutral. There we go. So go medium, medium. There we go. She's in second, actually. I didn't realise that. She overtook 2 cars there. She's up into second place. Awesome. So now, let's see if the chaser perk comes in a bit more so. Because unlike Doha, in that situation, this is the very start of the Grand Prix. Both got decent tyre wear. There's no issues on the cars at the moment. So Pernay can literally just push as hard as she can on neutral driving style. And we'll see if she can catch Balcazar at the moment. But obviously, the tyre temps are going up steadily on neutral. So I'm going to have to kind of fiddle around with going conservative here and there to make sure the tyre temps stay in a good region. Like with Balcazar now, maybe the time to go conserve a little bit. And the same with Pernay, to be honest. Both of them conservative now to keep that tyre temp in a range. But 22 laps remaining. Thankfully, it's not the oval circuit. So there is some sort of kind of visual difference to look at during this race. But at the moment, it's looking like the same as Doha. But this time, Pernay is definitely a lot closer. You can see, actually, wow, closing up quite a bit there in the braking zone. So we may have a race on our hands. And I'm going to, as I said, promise, I'm going to keep my hands off the let them through. I'm going to let them race. And we'll see if she's got what it takes to take it to Balcazar today. She's closing up. Definitely closing up. Every single corner she's closing up. And also third place, Clark Smith is also closing up there. So at the moment, Balcazar in first place, under pressure. And she's losing some time here. Gap's 0.8, 1.7. You can see it's going down ever closer. 0.68 there, 0.646. Yeah, it's getting closer. Here we go. We're going to have a race on our hands here. Let's see what the outcome's going to be. Hopefully they don't hold each other too much up. That Clark Smith gets in the zone there. But is Clark Smith actually going to pit? Yeah, she is. Oh, well, he is. That's awkward. I always thought Clark Smith was a she. Okay, he's going to pit. Whereas we're going to continue on. You can see the tyre wear. Look at the tyre wear difference between Balcazar, Pernay, and then Clark Smith. It's unbelievable. Our driver's doing a great job, and I'm doing a great job. That sounded like the most arrogant thing in the world. I just meant, you know, the tyre. Look at that. It's just crazy how much tyre wear we've got compared to Clark Smith. And we're good on the fuel as well. Balcazar's got some fuel to burn there, whereas Pernay's still got minus 0.2. But I'm going to say push in at the end of this lap with Pernay. We're going to give her the undercut. We gave last time we gave Balcazar that undercut, so it's only fair I think we'll give Pernay the undercut this time. So going to pit in, soft tyres, park condition is fine. Going to go for the fast pit stop. Let's see what that gets us. Hopefully not a mistake there, because that's not what she deserves to get a mistake there. But she does overtake Balcazar, and that's for position. You know, look, it's not on allowed teammate through, so she's fair and square beat her there right now, but obviously she is pushing a lot harder than Balcazar is. But she's going to come in this lap now. Going to go low fuel. We're going to push in with Balcazar. She comes out the pits. Go back to medium. Go on pushing. Pit in this lap. Balcazar, soft tyres. All fine. We'll go with the pit strategy of fast as well. Let's see what the outcome is. But this is Pernay pitting, pushing, I should say, out the pits. Let's see. What is it going to be? Balcazar will come in only 2 corners time, you can see. She comes around the final bend. So let's go to her. Go low fuel. She comes into the pits. Right, let's keep an eye out on this pit straight here. What's it going to be? Comes out. Oh, just ahead. Just ahead. She needs to go neutral. She can push for a little bit out, but she needs to go neutral because the tyre temps are getting in that optimum region now. But that was very, very close between the 2 drivers. Let's see now. Balcazar has a bit of tyre wear, a bit of tyre heat, I should say, to push. But then eventually I'm going to have to get her back on neutral there. So, this is all shaping up to be a bit of a cat and mouse game right now with Pernay and Balcazar. Right, I'm going conservative with both drivers now because they need to save the tyre heating. But as we're getting held up by Fox here, Pernay has overtaken Balcazar, saying that was a bit too close for my liking. But Pernay's made that move, so Balcazar down to third, Pernay up into second. And that was actually probably a lot to do with Fox holding Balcazar up there. Being in first place, but now not. Obviously, Fox pit now from medium tyres. But saying that, Balcazar's got the position back. So they're going hammer and tong, both of them. And they're swapping positions willy-nilly there at the moment. So I'm literally just going to take my hands off. We can actually go in high fuel. Let's go high fuel for both of them. High fuel. And I'm just going to take my hands off the mouse. And we're just going to cross my arms, sit back and watch this. Pernay's closing back up here. You can tell the chaser perk is really working quite well with her, but then also you can see she's got the other perk of obviously when she gets into first place, she basically just bottles it harder than any driver ever has. So you can see that difference because she closed up on Balcazar so fast, overtook her, and then immediately within half a lap, Balcazar re-overtakes her, just showing that perk difference. But both of them did mention a rear wing issue. Also, the engine's not faring too well. We may have to make an engine change in this race. I can't believe I'm saying that so nonchalant, but we may have to make an engine change because the engine's not faring too well. We need to go down to medium with her. Wait, I just want to report, what is this at the moment with these two cars? Pernay infinitely burns a lot more fuel than Balcazar. I'm not too sure what that is. Maybe she's got like a lift and coast trait. I'm not too sure, but we want a high for both drivers. And she's burnt a lot more fuel. Just something to note. Just something to note. But with the rear wing looking very, very interesting there, I'm going to tell her to actually attack. I'm going to come in within a lap's time, I would say. I think. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Come in within a lap's time. So she's closing up even more now. She'll probably overtake Balcazar on the next lap, I think. But we're going to pit in at the end of this lap because I want to make this rear wing change with her. She gets into first place, just about, round the outside. And we're all going to make this front wing change. So, soft tyres. Fix this front wing. Do we need to fix this? I think we'll be fine for that. Fast pit stop to fix that. And then with Balcazar, we'll continue on for one more lap. That's very, very close. 22%. So, we'll pit in at the end of this lap. So, push hard. And pit in the end of the lap of 17 this will be. Right, Balcazar pits. Pernay's in 5th place at the moment because she had a mistake on her pit stop. So, that has hindered her, unfortunately. And Balcazar does not have a mistake. So, at the moment, all the luck is going in Balcazar's favour. And she comes out in 1st place. Pernay in 3rd now. In 4th, I should say. And she had that mistake on the pit stop. So, that's really not worked out for her. We need to go conservative with her. Medium fuel. Medium fuel. Pushing at the moment. We'll go neutral. Right. The thing is, we definitely are going to have to make an engine change. Definitely are. At least with Balcazar, for sure. For sure with Balcazar, we have to make an engine change. Right, we've got 4 laps to go in this USA Grand Prix. Going to pause it here, give you a bit of an update. At the moment, we're on low fuel with Balcazar because 23% engine wear. We'll go up to medium, but with 4 laps to go, is it worth the risk? I just can't tell. And also, how much is it for an engine change? Let's just quantify this. So, it's going to be, 20 seconds. 20 seconds. That will get her out in, what did it say? 5th place? 6th place. Where's 6th? 6th would be just behind Clark Smith. Worn tyres. And Pernay's just there as well. I think I'll leave her out. And we'll really risk it and just pray she can make it. At this point, it's probably maybe inevitable that Pernay will overtake her then. If she's nursing the car that much. But I think we have to do it. Yeah, we're going to keep it on low fuel now for Balcazar to really save the engine. And I'm going to just try and get at least 2nd with her. Pernay can overtake her if she has the speed to do it towards the end of this Grand Prix. But that's going to be the gist of it. Pernay's fine for the engine. She's actually worried about the front wing, which is a little bit low. But hopefully that can make it to the end of the Grand Prix. But she's looking fine. She's on conserve at the moment. She can probably go on neutral, actually, at the moment. And high engine mode now. And she will probably catch and pass Balcazar at this rate, I think, with 3 laps remaining. But that engine, it could blow at any point, but that's the risk I'm willing to take to maybe try and get this 1-2 still. Right, dilemma, engine readout seems very, very weird. Might have an issue. Ignore the issue. We've got only 1.5 laps to go. She's really slowing down, though. But, is this going to be... Is it? I'm now not thinking about 2nd. I'm just thinking about 3rd. She's surely got to be able to beat 3rd. You can finish with these parts. You can do it. Come on, Balcazar. Keep going. Keep going. You can finish with these parts. You can come 2nd at least, girl. You can do it. You can do it. We're going to push with Pernay because she's got the fuel. She's got the engine wear. She's got the tyre wear. Let's push. Let's get her the win. Come on, Pernay. Overtake Balcazar on the death. Oh, this is going to be close. Oh, controversy. Oh, come on. What's going to happen here? Oh, Pernay getting very, very close to Balcazar. Is she going to hold on? No, she doesn't. Pernay gets it in the last bit there. She left it late, but she gets... Oh, what? What? What the hell happened there? Did she run out of fuel on the line? Oh god! Oh my, that's so fucking funny. She ran out of fuel on the line. And the girl with the engine failure come and took her. Can you imagine that happening in real life? I've been overtaken by the person with a failing engine. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Perne. Oh, that's classic. Oh, Balcazar wins the race with an engine failure. Oh my god. That's going to scar her for life. Alexia, I'm really sorry. That's going to scar your career for life. Being overtaken by your teammate who has a failing engine that you could literally see was in smokes. 5.7 million from that race weekend. What a race weekend that has been. What a race weekend that has been. So much money. Brakes have been built. Everything is looking up. And I think that gives us enough money to potentially now get that telemetry center. Why not? Why not? Fuck it. Why don't we get the telemetry center now? We'll have enough money. Go for it. Telemetry center, a forecasting center, I should say. Sorry. Said that wrong. Yeah, let's go for it. 6 million? Done. So that's where we're going to end it, guys. The next race will be Milan, the Italian Grand Prix. But at the moment, we've now got 3 different headquarter things on the development. Handling center, forecasting center, and factory there. So a lot of work being done on this HQ tab there. We've also got our brakes built, so we'll try to improve that at the start of the next episode. But we've got those that front wing and brake set to also improve. Not brake set, sorry. What did we even design? I can't even remember. Let's go forward one day. What did I design? I can't even remember at this point. It was rear wing, my mistake. So we've got the rear wing, front wing, and brakes to improve. But everything is looking very, very dandy, and I'm still laughing internally at what I witnessed there at the end of the Grand Prix. So if you have enjoyed that episode as much as I did at the end there, smash that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're new around here, do subscribe for weekly 4-1 content. I've been Aarava. Have a enjoyed the rest of the day, and I'll see you guys next time.